selecting the SDI in here. It's important to note that we cannot simultaneously have two different streams of scalars. There's only one scalar in the decimator, and we can only have one source running to it at a time. You can now see why the Decimator MDHX has become such a powerful piece of gear for us. For more info on how we go live, check out the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Well, hello and welcome. Whoa, the music just died. I hope everything's okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? I'm Tom Sinclair. This is Streaming Idiots. This is a place where you can laugh and have fun and talk about sync issues. Yes, we were talking about sync issues in the chat room just a minute ago. You know, normally when you're talking about live streaming, you're thinking about, okay, a sync, that's an audio, kind of an audio and a video sync issue. Well, Tommy suggested Drano to fix your sync issues. Okay, Tommy, we got you. Oh my goodness, that's too funny, too funny. Thank y'all for your wishes last week when I was under the weather and didn't stream. I appreciate that very much. It did encourage me, and I feel terrific today. So here we go. But at my age, you know, anything can happen. Really looking forward to today's show. Did some show prep this morning and got set up. We're going to talk about the new Marshall Electronics line that we've added to our line here at Eastern Shore Broadcasting. Remember this show, this is full disclosure now, okay? You're always going to get the truth from me, at least the way I see it. The full disclosure is that this show is a giant infomercial. It's an infomercial for Eastern Shore Broadcasting, my company, the company that sponsors the show. And so we're hoping it's a lot of info and just a little bit of commercial. So let me get the commercial part out of the way. EasternShoreBroadcasting.com is where you can find this show, of course, but it's also where you can purchase PTZ Optics cameras, the cool PTZ cams, the new Marshall cams that we've added to the line, the Magwell capture cards, and the USB 3 dongles. Gerald has a great review on Facebook of one that he got this morning, and he was kind of disappointed because it didn't take any. All he did is he plugged it in and it worked. It was like, where's all the fuss? You know, all the troubleshooting skills that I've developed over the years. I didn't get to use them. Oh my goodness. We also represent PI Engineering, the folks that make X keys. So big shout out to Dan and the PI Engineering folks. Love X keys. I haven't done a review on an X key in a while. I need to do that because I've upgraded from the 24 to the 80 since the last time I did a review. So we have to do that. And then of course, last but not least is vMix, the wonderful software that I've just fallen in love with. I just wrap my arms around it every day and just, no, I'm teasing. That's a little weird, Tom. Anyway, so if you need any of those products, you can get them in my store. If you need multiples of those and you want to kind of work out a deal, shoot me an email, tom@easternshorebroadcasting.com, and I will respond immediately. And sometimes we're able to put together special buys. We did a PTZ Optics special buy a while back, and we're able to pile up just a bunch of PTZ cameras and get everybody a good deal as a result. And so periodically we'll try to do that. In fact, we may try to do that with the Marshall camera since we're bringing that out as a new line. We'll see. You know, a lot of times the manufacturers won't let us advertise a price that's lower than a certain point, what they call their MAP. Minimum advertised pricing, I think is what that refers to. So we can't always share those information in a public format like this, but we can do it certainly by email and other kinds of things. Oh, Chris, watch you tear me up. If you're watching us on YouTube directly, Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, come on over to easternshorebroadcasting.com because you can get the chat room right here. And these guys are trying their best to tickle me. And they're doing a pretty good job. Richard says, but wait, there's more. If you act now, you can get to... No. Because there is a 24/7 conversation going on about live streaming and almost anything you can think of about live streaming, from gear to software to CDNs to venues to electricity. I mean, just obscure stuff and common stuff. Stupid questions? No. If you don't know the answer, it's not a stupid question. Ask it. It's a gentle group. They don't make fun of each other. They make fun of me, but that doesn't count. And they have a lot of respect, and they love to help folks that are just starting. They're great guys and gals there, and give it a look. Streaming Idiots. It's facebook.com/groups/streaming idiots. or just get into Facebook and do a search for Streaming Idiots. You'll find us. It's a great group, and I highly recommend it. I will say that we don't accept everybody that asks to be a member. So if you're interested in stealing our identities and all that kind of stuff, enough fiddle faddle, enough riddle rattle. Let's talk about Marshall cameras. Okay, today's setup is using a Marshall camera. You say, Tom, you look good. You look bad. You're you look just as bad as you always do. But we're using a Marshall. It's called a miniature camera, and this one is the Marshall CV502. That's the one that I'm on right now, and is there no picture? Yes, but let's take the lens cap. It's not what I'm using today. I'm using I think I'm using a 12 millimeter. Thanks to Dennis for the heads up on which millimeter to try. And the idea is that you find the lens that is perfect for your application. You set it and forget it, and that's what I've done with this shot today. Well, let's go back to this shot for just a second so you can see. This is a set it and forget it shot. I leave the camera on 24/7. Why do you do that, Tom? Well, I want to test and see. If the camera fails after 2 months of being left on 24/7, then we need to know that we shouldn't do in that situation. The the connections to the camera. Yeah, let's go back to the camera and let's look at that. Let me set this one just to the side for. Except this guy is huge. Again, for perspective, let me tell you how big he is. Yes, he's huge. He's mammoth, but he is bigger than the 502. And the reason is because this particular camera will go both HDSDI and HDMI. And you say, "Uh-oh, Tom, where's the little toggle, the little joystick?" Well, they've put this proprietary adapter here so that they can run power, joy. But I'm using both hands, so I can't get it. So we're going to connect there, And then we've got this great, there's the joystick controller. And then the rest of the connector comes in, oops, right there. And so